Welcome into another episode of the Tailgate. Today we have a crowded tailgate for the first time. We got three of us up here, joined by Kirk Lovin and Neal, the Hewitt Trussville, is it mountain biking club team? What do y'all?
We call it the team, but
Team?
yeah, we are a club affiliated with the school system.
Okay, so coaches for that. So tell me first, just kind of tell me how y'all got involved and really why you got involved in mountain biking at Hewitt Trussville.
My son, who is now a sophomore at Alabama, went in his 8th grade year. We've actually moved. We're sitting here next to the Trussville Trails, which, for those of you who don't know, are some really fun mountain biking trails right here in town. And we moved where our house backed up to him. He started riding his bike. I had ridden before, but at the time I did not have a bike. He got interested in the team and got on the team. I started helping coach, and for me personally, that's how it's grown from there. And so this is my 7th year, and I think Lee's story is pretty similar.
Yeah. So I've been riding for years.
Yeah.
And I have 2 kids. My son Leland, who's in 8th grade now, when he went into 6th grade, I told him to just give it a shot. You know, he was trying to find his place. He was playing soccer, football, all those sorts of things. And he didn't like it at first. And then once the middle of the season started, it started to click, and he started doing better. He started figuring it out, and then he started the podium, and then he's just been hooked ever since.
Yeah.
And so, with him on the team, naturally, I've been riding for a while, so I just started helping out. And now my daughter's on the team, and it seems like we're kind of in the same pattern. She didn't like it at first, and now she's loving it.
Yeah.
So.
Did the program predate y'all starting to help out?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How long? How long does it date back? I don't think it was there when I was in high school.
You got more of a history than me.
Well, it was there 2 years before I started, so this would be the 9th year.
Okay. Yeah, I just missed it by a while.
So I actually, so 2 years before I started, I don't even know what that date is. But anyway, this will be the 9th year.
Okay.
And it grew from like less than 15 kids to we're averaging 50 a year now.
I didn't know it was that big.
Yes.
50 kids?
All the way from 6th grade to senior in high school. My son's who's getting ready to graduate we have 4 seniors on the team. He's one of them. And then like Lee's daughter, I don't know how many 6th graders we have. But
we have a lot of 6th graders.
Yeah, we have a lot of younger kids coming up.
I think I saw, like, on my way in today, like I was coming Parkway Drive and then down Cherokee into here, I saw some kids out there wearing some of looked like they were out practicing. I don't know. I see them out all the time.
You see them all the time now. We have a lot of, I think all of our kids are really bought in, and they get out and ride their bikes a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
How cool is it, like, having, or I guess how cool, but how necessary is it having these trails here? I mean, if you had a mountain bike team and you didn't have the trail system that you have, what would you have to do?
So it is very cool to have these trails here. However, as a team, we typically do not ride these trails simply because they are a little more technically challenging.
Sure.
So what is cool is the high school has allotted us land, and we actually built trails behind the high school parking lot. We have like 2.25 miles of trails that we every Tuesday and Thursday we ride either there, or I don't know if you've heard of Magic Mountain, like the cross country team and other teams practice over there. We also ride over there for some conditioning. But that's City of Trussville land. That's really cool to have those resources, and that's been that's a very big part of our success.
Yeah, I bet. What all is involved for you guys? Like I grew up riding bikes. I was telling you before we pushed the red button there, that I used to ride my bike all through here. I loved it. If there would have been a mountain biking team when I was in high school at Hewitt, I'd have been all over it. But what's kind of involved from a coaching standpoint in this sport? Just because I don't know. Like, how do y'all kind of go about that?
I would say it's half skills, half conditioning. So, for example, during the week we'll do one day on the trail by the high school, and then we'll do another day at Magic Mountain. So The day on the trail is for skills,
Right.
and getting comfortable with your bike. You know, working on your balance, working on your skills, your cornering, your climbing, that sort of thing. And then the other day we'll go to Magic Mountain, and that's just straight pain and suffering. That's all it is. But I mean, it you know, the results show.
Yeah.
And then on the weekends, we'll kind of bounce around. We'll go somewhere different every Saturday. We'll go to Oak Mountain or Anniston or Gaston. Gaston's got great trails up there.
Really?
There are a ton of trails around here.
Yeah, Hobble River Park.
Within an hour of Trussville.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch.
And we get around, and when they're out there, they're ready to go.
Yeah.
Because they get a good taste of it here.
Yeah.
So.
Y'all have been pretty successful in the last few years, am I right? I know I've seen some things like.
Oh yes.
How many?
Several state championships. I'll put it that way.
It's nice when you can just say several state championships, right?
And I truthfully, I really think Trussville. And just to clarify, we are racing against teams from all over the state, as far south as the Gulf Coast and far north as Huntsville. We actually have, because Mississippi doesn't have their own league, we have a few teams from Mississippi that come over and race us. So we have been very successful. That's due to the program that was set up by the predecessors, and and then we have continued it forward, and also the hard work of the kids and the coaches.
Yeah. Who are some of the kids? I mean, middle school level, high school level. Who are some? Is it boys and girls?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Who are some kids that have really stood out this year and are doing well so far?
So we've had several, but as far as like podium results, so I guess I could answer that question a couple different ways. There's results that we really try and emphasize in the team, as far as, especially like when a kid's starting from scratch, can barely ride his bike around the trail, and to see him progress through the race rankings and just his skill. So there's those kind of results, and then actual tangible results on the podium. People like, and you got to help me out here. Conrad Jones is one at varsity. Joshua Walker, Davis Sharp, Alex Davis, and I know I'm going to forget some. Teague Jones. We've just had a lot. We have some really strong middle schoolers coming up. We have Linwood Jones. We have Isabel Garver, Evelyn Lawley. We just have, from top to bottom, we have a lot of talent.
Wow. So how do they, like, I know y'all have, like you said, you have your own practices. You kind of split practices, Magic Mountain, then the other. What are they doing? What are you harping on for them to do on their own when it's not an official practice or that kind of thing?
So what I kind of tell everybody is no days off except Sunday.
There you go. I mean, simple as that, really.
I mean, and it doesn't even have to be bike riding. I mean, you can cross train, you can run. I don't really emphasize, weight training that much. They're not really old enough for that. But run a ride every day. I run a ride every day. One day off is good. So we emphasize, go to bed and don't eat a bunch of junk.
There you go.
So just the standard.
Sure.
Nothing complicated.
Nothing complicated. Yeah. How far? Like, do the races when you get to an actual match tournament? I don't know what to call it, but how far are these? Do they vary? Are they all pretty close? Like
yeah. I mean, they're about middle school, 6th grade through 8th grade. Was it about 5 miles?
About 5
miles.
Okay.
And then in high school, it kind of tiers. You'll go anywhere from 10 to 20.
Good Lord. Okay.
Yeah.
20 plus, yeah.
20 plus. How long does that take the fastest guy or girl?
Depends on the course.
Okay.
That's the cool thing about mountain biking. Is it's not road. It's not
very
math.
Situational.
There's so much more going on. So some trails, like last weekend's trail in Huntsville, butter smooth, just grooved. It's like riding a BMX track for 2.5 miles. Well, they were doing 2 laps of it,
right?
And man, they were just blowing through it. I think high school did 4 laps in under an hour.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, when I say 4 laps, they had a different course, so they did about 20 miles in under an hour. They were moving.
That's quick.
And that math might be a little funky, but still, it was
fast.
fast.
It was fast.
But anyway, it was real fast. But then you'll take a course like that. Like next weekend, we're going to Gadsden, so that one's a little different. It's pretty technical.
Yeah, a lot of climbs.
A lot of climbs, and the climbs are not given to you. Like you have to work. You have to be able to handle your bike. That's going to be a lot slower. Downhills are a lot sketchier. So they're going to be hitting the brakes more, having to pick their lines, find their way through. Yeah.
When is y'all have got what state tournaments, whatever, coming up pretty soon, right? May 6th, May 7th?
May 6th and May 7th, yeah.
Okay, where is that? What all's involved? Give me the lay of the land here.
So that's in Fort McClellan. That is technically the championship race, although the points accumulate throughout the season. So you have two different things. You have the individual riders that are vying for state championships, and then you have the team as a whole, both high school and middle school, which is new this year. We've never had a middle school championship until this year, so we're really excited because right now we happen to be in the driver's seat in that. We still there's 2 races left and we have a lot of work to do, but we're pretty excited about that. But back to your question, the 6th and the 7th are the state championship race, but that's really, again, the accumulation of the points that have accrued throughout the year. So that's the leaders in those, both on the team level and on the individual level, who are in the spots to take advantage of it. That they really want to finish strong.
I just asked you about the end of the season, but now I kind of want to go back to the beginning of the season. When does the season start? How long is the season?
It's long. So we start skills. Our first practices, skills clinics. Well, we have skills clinics where especially with new riders, we bring them out here, or not here necessarily, more to the Civic Center or the high school, and work on skills. Those start in the October time frame, and then December you can start practicing as a group. We took a different approach this year. We've always hit at full throttle in December, and you're going from December to May, and obviously that's a long time and susceptible to burnout both on the coaching level and the athlete level. So this year we said, hey, we're just going to hit it hard when we come back from school, when y'all come back from school, and after Christmas. And we've been going basically 3 days a week since then until May the 7th.
Wow. So what is May 8th like?
Exhale and
get ready for it again.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's I mean, it's fun. It's a lot of work. It's a grind, but it's also, it goes so quickly because you're busy the whole time, and then you look up like, oh, we're done, and you kind of like a little while you're kind of like, what do I do with myself?
Yeah, unfortunately, at my house, May 8th is all right. What are we gonna do now?
Yeah,
so,
go to the beach. It's summer or something.
No, my son's looking for more races.
Are there any he can find?
They're everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah. Is it broken down like being a, I guess, quote unquote club sport? Like it's not AHSAA sanctioned yet, right?
No, yeah, right.
So like, is it broken down in any way? Like, are y'all just racing against 7A schools from across the state, or is it kind of everybody?
So you have Division I and Division II. And that's not necessarily dictated by the size of your school. It's dictated by the number of athletes you have, say, like in high school or middle school. And I think 11, don't quote me on 11 or 12 is the cutoff. So in other words, if you have 11 high school athletes or above your Division I, it's either 11 or 12. And then that number the other way is Division II. So we have always been a Division I school.
Interesting. Okay, that's cool how that kind of breaks down. Like
it's interesting that Hewitt Trussville, historically, it's odd to me, has always been one of the biggest teams in the state.
Wow. Who are some of the other big ones?
Auburn, Oak Mountain.
They're big in everything, yeah.
Oak Mountain is a big competitor and a very good team. And then other teams like Hoover and even Thompson, they're coming up as well, but.
Sounds like Hewitt Trussville was kind of in from the get-go of all this, of mountain biking, kind of ground floor, and maybe one of the historically better programs so far, and something that is still relatively new to most schools, it seems like.
That's right. Well, so our team director, her name is Rhonda Britton. She teaches at the high school. Her and her husband Walt Britton and another gentleman named Frank Davis basically started this team from the ground up. Obviously, they had other people helping them,
Yeah.
but they were the core of this team. And Rhonda's still involved, but Walt has. So we race in it's called the Alabama Cycling Association. He is now the executive director of that whole league for the entire state. He's stepped up into that role, so he's still definitely involved. But yes, they were very instrumental to building that strong core, and the Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, I guess model that we followed all this time.
Do you know why they decided to start this here? Have they told you all that? Like why they decided, you know what, we need to have this at Hewitt?
Very strong. They're all big into mountain biking.
Sure.
Frank, Walt, all of them. They had kids that raced at that time, and they've since they have either gone on to college or done other things, but that's why they started.
Interesting. Wow. How long do y'all want to keep doing this for? A good long while.
So I'm actually retiring.
Okay.
And stepping back from the head coach role, definitely. And the way I've kind of I keep saying this, but I coached my sons in park ball out here, and when they did that, and so they got into this, and my youngest son is graduating, and now it's time to pass the torch and Lee and others that who have kids still in it. I'm not saying that I might not still, come out and ride and stuff like that. But yeah, it's time for
passing that baton at
That's right.
On May 8th.
That's right. So I guess that's
no pressure.
Yeah, that's right. May 7th and a half.
May 7th.
So that's might be a better question for Lee.
Oh yeah, no man, I love it. Yeah. So I was talking to Lenny Moon, who's the coach over at Thompson, last week at the last race. And he's a big racer too. I've been racing for forever. Yeah. And I've raced in all kinds of. I've raced in every way you can race a bike. And we were talking about that, and then we were talking about, man, it's hard to get those hours in now, And but he was like, it's like I wouldn't trade it. It's like, this is where we are now. This is what we do now. We're just kind of passing the torch. This is our. Wow. I was like, well, I never really thought about that, but he's like. I really like this. This is kind of fun.
Yeah. Is do you know, is the AHSAA, I don't know what goes into them deciding to sanction a sport, I guess they had done, I think bowling is sanctioned now. Do y'all have any idea what goes into that? I don't
absolutely know.
No, I don't either. No, that'd be cool. I mean, it seems like something that outsider looking in, it seems like something that's continuing to grow all throughout the state.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Wow. So,
all over the U.S., really.
Yeah. Interesting. Anything else you want to talk about? Anything I've left out?
No, not really. I mean,
I'll do just a small pitch. People that are.
I think we're getting nailed by sticks.
Yeah. If you athletes or parents of athletes who are interested in it, but they're like, I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't know if I can do that. We are very excited to take a new rider, an experienced rider, and work with them to help develop the skills. I think Lee agrees with me on this. My goal really in this, the racing and everything is great, but my thing is I want my kids and other kids to develop this love for the sport that I have and to continue to do this. I'm 51 years old. Hopefully you can still be doing it, or still want to do it at my age. So I guess again, dropping back, we'd love, anybody who's got the desire to do this, we'd love to have it.
Yeah, that's what we used to talk about. I played golf in high school, and, a sport like that, a sport like mountain biking, so much different than a football or a basketball, because 51 years old, you're just not going to play football.
Right.
You're just not going to. But that's what we talked about with golf in high school was, all of us on that team that are still friends, we can still go play together now as long as the joints are working and all of that. And we can get away for one weekend, So you kind of develop that lifelong kind of love for something, but obviously the teammate stuff, the camaraderie stuff,
Oh, yeah.
all of that just kind of comes with a sport naturally.
And yeah, it's similar to golf too. This is unique in that you have the individual personal aspect. You're pushing yourself and you're spending a lot of time by yourself on a bike, but you also you're working for the team. It's a good combination, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's mountain biking. So I mean the scene's supposed to be relaxed. So if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. And like you said, I mean it's something you can do forever.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, you can't keep up with a 20-year-old forever, but you just shifted into riding your bike further.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. You can do it forever. So anyways.
Yeah. So y'all tell me to wrap this thing. I know I follow y'all on Facebook. Where can everybody find y'all? If they are interested in if they want to get their kid involved, or if they're just interested in following along May 7th and next year and beyond, how do they kind of do that?
So we have a Facebook page.
There you go.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
No, but
I need to somehow.
No worries.
I need to find a way to get a third one to attach to it, but you can tell how technologically savvy I am.
Yeah, it's
not very.
Hewitt Trussville Mountain Biking. We have a Facebook page. I'll be glad to provide email addresses for coaches. If we throw that out there. Rhonda Britton is our team director at the high school. She's a good resource.
Okay.
Is there does the school put out an email?
We put a.
They included in the loop. Sometimes I see that.
And that's Christy Jones, who's our team coordinator, has done a whole lot with getting us more of a social media presence. We're getting on In the Loop and stuff like that. So definitely it's getting out there, and hopefully people are finding out more about the team.
I know I'm following it. It's I'm just interested in bikes and mountain biking anyway. I haven't got to do it in forever, but I've enjoyed following y'all from afar. So it's been.
Are you wanting to come help coach next year?
What's the pay?
Oh man,
it's huge.
You wouldn't even guess.
Oh man, I might have to. I might have to reach out. No, no. I mean, hey, if I knew what I was doing, maybe. I mean, we've got a 3-year-old at home, so as he gets older, maybe this will be something he gets interested in. Right now he can't quite reach the pedals on the 3-wheeler. But those legs are moving, man, and we're planting the seed. So. So hey, if he gets involved, and you're still out here in 10, 12 years still doing it, I'll come find you.
And back to that passing the baton thing. Even if it's not a lease, someone is going to be this. We are building this program to be sustainable and to be around for a long time.
It's important, very important. Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, I think we can wrap it. Y'all good?
Good.
Thank y'all for doing this. I really appreciate it.
You.
I'm glad we found a shady spot, so that's been good. We'll have to clear the sticks.
We didn't get impaled either.
But we didn't get impaled. We're good. All right. Thank y'all for watching this. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell for notifications, and we'll see you again next week for another one of these.